Hi, welcome back to Jen's Addiction. So glad you came to see me today on what I hope is a fun episode for everybody to kind of sink their teeth into, which is me going through the things that I have been buying in the last couple of weeks when I've been record shopping. I went to a couple different record stores, and actually my local record store got some new items in. Obviously, from a collector, you'd see large groupings of albums for one particular artist. And so a lot of them are things I didn't have, stuff that I've been looking for, things I don't want to pay shipping for. So it was a great opportunity to pick stuff up in my own backyard. They were well taken care of. The prices were good. And it really rounded off some of my collections. It's one of those situations that you sort of hope for, that somebody will ring you up and be like, hey, I just put out a whole stack of every album that, Rush ever made, and you might want to come pick through it first. Although I didn't get the phone call, I did kind of feel like I did. I think we walked into the store and we just literally were there at the absolute perfect time. So a lot of these were picked up in that one big kind of Saturday afternoon a week or so ago, shopping spree. And a few others were picked up at a record store that I just discovered in a town nearby that I'd never been to before. So I was looking through a local magazine. They were kind of highlighting businesses, and there was this new record store I'd never been to before. So that was sort of fun. They specialized in classic rock. I'm looking for more 80s, punk, new wave. And they had things they just didn't really even care about. So that was kind of awesome to come across stuff like that too. So I'm going to try to power through this list. It is a lot of things to see. And I don't want to just glaze over it too quickly, but I'm going to try not to linger too long, or it could be, as many would say, an incredibly long video. And you don't always want that. I did make a few notes if I need to kind of refer possibly for some dates. Some of these are first pressing, some of these are reissues. If I've been able to distinguish at this point which is which, I would definitely let you know. But at this point, I thought it would just kind of be fun to go through. One of the first things I really wanted to show, we went to a little antique mall, and the lady there had these 45 cases. I know I showed my green one when I did my summertime 45s, but this is like straight from the era. It's the disco case. Now watch me not even be able to get it open. But what made this super cool was that it's got that, can you see the label on the inside? Which I thought was really neat, that it still had the original kind of packaging and label in there. Congratulations, you've just selected the record carrying case designed to protect your record collection for years to come, it says. Records lie flat, no scratching, no warping. Not really sure I believe that. It'll hold 60 45s, but I couldn't resist. I mean, it was in great shape, so cute. I love the marketing. I'm a real sucker for that kind of thing. So I thought that was just a fun additional pickup, if you will. So without further ado, let's go through some of these albums. So the first one I was super excited to get was the 2 LP British release for Bauhaus, 1985. It is, of course, the 79 through 83. Not always easy to get it, especially in this good condition, but straight from England, which I was really, really excited. As many of you know, I like Bauhaus, love Peter Murphy. So that was a huge win to be able to find that one. The next one I really did not expect to find. I love the Beat. I love General Public. So to find a really nice copy of Ranking Rogers' album, that was just super, super cool. Radical Departure. The whole album is great. The first side, I think I played through twice. Just because I couldn't resist, but that was an 88 release, I believe. The next one, I'd never had a copy on LP, but Blah, Blah, Blah by Iggy Pop. So I was super excited to get that one and add. That was in 1986, I believe. This one is so funny. I had the CD for The Hurting, the one with the all white cover and the child with his head in his hands. This, I think, is an English release for this particular record, 1983. I just didn't have one on album, and I was looking for one. And again, I think a lot of these came from the same person, just super good shape. So I was really excited to get that one from Tears for Fears. Another one that I really, really loved is this copy of Japan by Japan. This is a collection of songs. So you get quite a few, The Art of Parties, Talking Drums, Ghost, Gentlemen Take Polaroids. So all the classics, 1982. But I don't always see Japan records, number one. And the compilations, of course, are not always something that I come across. I think this had been, no, maybe this one was not a promo. I thought at first maybe it was. But I was really excited to get that. As a fan of Japan, again, you just don't see a lot of those. I did not have a copy of Wild Heart from Stevie Nicks, so I was definitely anxious to pick this one up. And again, it's just such a really nice copy. I don't even, let me see if I can even show you a little bit better. I just love it when it just looks so good that you wonder, like, is it true? It's like you're in Disney World or something when you find an album that looks that pretty, but it's a little dusty. I haven't cleaned everything, so forgive, but that was, I just thought, a really awesome find. Anytime I can get upgrades or newer copies, even of some classic albums, I definitely will do that. Stevie Nicks is one that I just love anyway, but I didn't have that on album, believe it or not. This is a 2011, I think, kind of collection for Gang of Four. So I was able to pick that one up. So that was fun. I've got a few more Gang of Fours in here. I've been looking for nice copies. As you know, sometimes they'll be really nice. Sometimes they're sort of destroyed. And I always end up feeling like I find the destroyed ones more than the nice ones. So that was really awesome. We were able to pick up a Wendy and Lisa. This is still in the original shrink wrap on that one. Just a beautiful copy. I don't know if anybody ever played it all that much. I think these were the original stickers from, I think it was Musicland. They would have the price, the barcode, and they'd always pull those off and keep them. So we were super excited to get that. Peter Murphy. So this was a 12-inch single of Final Solution. So again, as a Peter Murphy fan, don't always find beautiful copies of his things at all. So super excited to pick that one up. 2011, David J. This is a double LP gatefold. I had not listened to all of this, nor I wasn't really, I guess I should say, familiar with all of this particular one, but it is a really fun record. It's great to hear him singing and kind of doing his own thing, and it sort of gives you that glimpse as to what probably he contributes when he's in the mix, with Love and Rockets, or maybe even when it was with Bauhaus. But I really love David J. So this special edition 4-track EP for Gang of Four, we're able to pick that one up. This one, I believe, is a 1980, but that is just, I thought, in great shape. To have a solid color like that and not really see, there's a little wear, but that was just about it. And to have that was super great. It sounds wonderful. I always forget how much I like them until I play it, and I'm just like, perfect. So one of my last episodes, I talked about finding the Miko records, and I would look for more. I actually found a lot more. This one in particular, this is a 1979 one. This has themes from Superman, has the destruction of Krypton, the trip to Earth, growing up, March of the Villains. So kind of timely with that new Superman movie having come out. But I thought that was super fun from 1979. I have a couple more of his to showcase too. Love Cyndi Lauper, and I love Blue Angel. So her first group prior to going solo. I thought this was 80. Let's see. Yeah, 1980. It has a lot more of the sort of rockabilly kind of quality to it, but just awesome. It really is super good. I can't say enough good things about it. It's a really beautiful, beautiful copy. I had a really nice copy, and somebody had put a price sticker on it at the store. And so, you're like really delicately thinking you can get it off, and it's coming off perfect. And I got it off, and then I noticed there's a fleck off the red, and it just grated at me. So to find that one inexpensively and in great shape was perfect. Sometimes I like to go back into time when I listened to the radio as a kid, and Foreigner's Head Games is one that I was super excited to get. I love pretty much just about any song on this album. You can kind of drop the needle and just kind of, to me, it's like going back in time. But, Dirty White Boys on here, 17, Head Games. I love the song Head Games. So just, I don't know, just kind of nostalgic fun. I have a couple more like that in there. I think I would pay like $3, $5 for something like that. Same with this one from Jesse Johnson, just slowly kind of buying records and items that would be related to folks who were in bands, perhaps with Prince and extensions of Prince and the Revolution and the time and all that. So being able to pick this one, I never see this one. So that was kind of a fun one to pick. It's not bad. I was not familiar with this album before. It definitely has those qualities, those Prince qualities to it. So not bad at all. Always a big fan of K-Tel Records and the various artists they combine. And this Sound Waves of the 80s is no exception. Flock of Seagulls, Kim Wilde, Haircut 100. It's got Sparks on it, Split Ends, The Waitresses, Depeche Mode, Thompson Twins. I mean, the list goes on. And I'm pretty sure I only picked this up for like a whopping $3 to $5. And it has just about any kind of a 80s song on it you could possibly want. I mean, if you're having a get together, you're doing something at home and you just want a variation of music to listen to on your turntable, these records are fantastic. Like, I can't say enough good things about getting albums that way. It's just, I guess that's sort of the random song generator of its time, right? Miko again, Ewok. This is the Star Wars 1983. I think it's got the Ewok celebration on it. The Cantina scene, like where they're singing, they have the band, I think, when the lady's dancing for Jabba the Hutt and all that kind of stuff's on here. So tons of fun. Also has themes from Simon and Simon, Twilight Zone. Just, again, another interesting and fun addition to the collection. I had noticed a long time ago that I was lacking a lot of Pat Benatar records. This is an incredibly pretty copy, very clean, just in great condition. I paid $3 for it. And so to kind of keep adding more Pat Benatar to my collection is something I've been really striving to do, and really trying to just get nice copies. And I think this just goes to show you can still get beautiful records out there for a really inexpensive price. So I thought that was great. Emmylou Harris. So we really wanted to pick that one. Just a beautiful record. Again, is that Elite Hotel? I thought that was a fun addition. She's just really easy, really easy to listen to. ABC, King Without a Crown is the 12-inch single on side A. It's kind of like a mini EP. Side 2 is Look of Love, Poison Arrow, and All of My Heart. And those are all live recordings. So another great pickup from ABC. This is an extended play EP from the Pretenders. It has Message of Love, Talk of the Town, Porcelain. But what really got me is the live version of Precious that is on here. So good. Played that absolutely immediately when we got it. And I love that one so much. Chrissy Hynde is fantastic. Big Audio Dynamite. I mean, can you ever go wrong with Big Audio Dynamite? I do not think so. 1985. So that has, oh my gosh, Medicine Show equals MC squared, which I love. Of course, it has Bad on it, but that's just a ton of fun from Big Audio Dynamite. If you're a fan of The Clash, you might also like that for sure. This one is a surprise record. Some of you may be familiar with this one. I actually picked this one up for, I think it was $3. It is McGregor. I don't know if any of you are familiar with McGregor. This album, I think, came out, oh my gosh, I thought it was like 1974. Came out in 1974. So what's interesting about this album, though, is if you look at it, and if you might be sitting at home going, Jen, I know who it is. I hope you do. I did not and had to be schooled. They thank on the back Everybody's Time and Love, Paul and Linda McGeer. And Paul is a producer. Linda, and they never give full names, but then it says Denny Lane and Brian Jones. Like, they just keep going on and on and on. And you realize this is Paul McCartney's brother. He goes by McGeer. Never really lists Paul and Linda by name, but it's like Wings is his backup band. So this is just a ton of fun. If you're a Wings fan, if you're a Paul McCartney fan, I can definitely hear elements of Paul, like their voices kind of sounding the same. But it was just, I don't know, it was kind of funky and fun, and I didn't really expect it. And I was just listening to it. And when I went up to buy my stuff, I was like, what was that last record you were listening to? And he's like, oh, have you ever heard McGear? And gave me the rundown and showed me the stats on the back. And I was just thrilled to pick it up. I just feel like that's kind of a unique addition. So this 1986 Love's Easy Tears Cocteau Twins. Going to have quite a few Cocteau Twins to showcase on here. Again, I love Cocteau Twins. It is always difficult to find copies of their music that is they're clean, that look good, that play well, and whoever's collection this was of Cocteau Twins, it does not disappoint. Why Can't I Be You? So that is a 12-inch single from The Cure. This was 1987. So nice to be able to pick that one up. Let's see. Yeah, Japanese Dream was on side 2. So these next couple of records from the Descendants, 2 of them I'm sure are newer reissue dates. Milo Goes to College is a 2023, I think, reissue of this particular record. If you're a fan of the Descendants, you know that they are not cheap records to find. I had Descendants on cassette tape. I think I have the album Enjoy left on cassette, and I can't even find that one right now. It's kind of distressing me. So again, these were all in really, really great shape. To be able to get all of these together. And this one has, oh my gosh, my favorite, I Like Food, which you know is like about a 5 to 10 second song, but it's absolutely perfect. And then another Descendants Live Age. So I thought these were just all really in great shape, just tons of fun, and a real kind of nice stopgap measure for me to be able to get some Descendants back into my life and my collection until I can come across really nice copies of originals, because I'd love to pick those back up again, but they are not cheap. And so I want to find good copies at a fair price, and that may take some time. So those will be great in the interim. I'll hide these. You never know. So this album, I collect Marilyn Monroe memorabilia. I do have some other Marilyn Monroe records. This particular one is outtakes from her movies. It's the rare recordings, 48 to 62. Probably not that rare, but at the time, I suppose they would be. And they always would say that this was a release by Michael Rapone, but just things, scenes from How to Marry a Millionaire, River of No Return. I think there's their Happy Birthday. Usually they have Happy Birthday on here somewhere, but Bye Bye Baby's another one that I really love of hers. So that was just fun, kind of for me. Nostalgia kind of scratches my Marilyn Monroe itch. A while back, I'd come across a really nice copy of this I shared with a friend, and I've been looking ever since for one for myself. So 1980 Heart, I believe, 80. This has some great stuff on it. I really love Heart. The Wilson sisters always knock it out of the park. So enjoy that. Echo and the Bunnymen. So Ocean Rain, 1984. Again, just super clean, really nice. I was like, okay, I'll grab one. And then you think, how can I grab one when there's so many that are so great? And you just feel like you need to grab 2 or 3 or 4. Another Cocteau Twins. This one has Sugar Hiccup on it. Oh my gosh, you're going to kill me. I cannot remember. I have several from the Cocteau Twins, and some of these they don't always put their name on. But again, oh yeah, Sunburst and Snowblind. So there we go. I can finally see that one. That was in 1983. So tons of fun with that one. Some of their albums are always so dark, and I feel like I'm never full on seeing them. I think this one is maybe Love Easy Tears, maybe. Let's find out, shall we? Another Cocteau Twins. Oh no, this is Pearly. Well, it has Pearly Dewdrops and Pepper Tree on it. And it also has the Spangle Maker. So that is, oh my gosh, I think I did write this down on my notes. 1984. So there you go, 1984. It's just in really, really great shape. Another little 12-inch single. I seem to find a lot of 12-inch singles for the Cocteau Twins. So super happy to have that one. Another one, Echoes and Shallow Bay. So that is another fantastic little pickup on that one. And I cannot remember, I think this is 1985. So there we go. More Cocteau Twins. Another fantastic Gang of Four, Songs of the Free. So I was super stoked to get this one. This one sounds really, really great too, by the way. 1982. They're just so clean, you guys. They're in such good condition. It's really hard for me to believe some of the condition on these that I was able to find. So I was just so excited to pick those up. Fix React. So kind of a compilation, just some more fix to get my fix with my fix collection. Another ABC, Alphabet City. So this one was one that we've got Smokey Sings, The Night You Murdered Love, Think Again, Rage and Regret, King Without a Crown, Bad Blood, Jealous Lover, One Day. So a little bit more of the complete album, where the 12-inch I showed earlier took over. Those were purchased actually in different places. Like, what are the odds of that? It's like, must have been a ABC moment or something. Spandau Ballet's Diamond. This was one I did not have, and I was actually looking online at it. Was about to purchase one. I think it would have been $20 to probably have shipped it from wherever, but this is in even better condition than the one that I was looking at online. So I was excited to get that one. Another Gang of Four, this one Solid Gold, 1981. That one still has some of the hype stickers on it. This was also like for the promotional copies that they were sending out. Again, just another great record. I really, really, really love the Gang of Four. If you have never listened to them, I would highly recommend them. Heaven Up Here, Echo and the Bunnymen. So another great one. Whoever had this, again, collection really took care of all of their stuff. I did not have a really clean cover of Gary Newman's replicas, so I was super excited to pick this one up. 1979 on that one, but that to me is just another stellar classic. We're getting excited this fall. We have tickets to go see the Psychedelic Furs and Gary Newman. So excited. Another Miko Pop. So another kind of compilation type. Miko Goes to the Movies. So that was another one. I think this one is 1982. This one has 20th Century Fox trademark theme. The Magnificent Seven, James Bond, Goldfinger, theme from Love Story, Laura. So he's really trying out all different kinds of things, isn't he? My other Cocteau Twins. Kind of a total, I think this one is a pretty good spangle maker on it. So your album versus obviously the 12-inch that I had earlier, but just always, there's probably nothing on those I can't just put a needle down anywhere, and just always, always, always excited to have them. Another classic one from Echo and the Bunnymen. Again, did not have a clean copy. I find that these I usually see will have the wear around them. I've seen some with water damage to them. I had it on CD. I did not have it on LP. So super excited to get that one. This is an upgrade of Porcupine from one that I had already. Mine had some water damage along the bottom. So I was excited to get a cleaner, nicer copy of that one for myself. Bananarama's Wow. Wow. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, was this the last album they did together, the original three? Perhaps, I think. I know a few of you out there would know off the top of your heads faster than me. Orchestra Maneuvers in the Dark. I don't think I ever see this one. The Pacific Age. That's not something that I regularly would always come across. So again, super excited to pick that one up. I did grab a couple of copies of Alison Moyer. I think these were $3, maybe $5 each. They're sealed. They're in just really wonderful shape. I had these already. Mine were not in as good a condition. The same thing with, I think I'd said before, with the Motels. My original that I have of the Motels, the whites were a lot dingier, so I picked up another copy. Just whoever had all these together, I mean, literally we're talking like $2 or $3 a piece, and they're just definitely upgrades for my collection. So I was super happy to get those. I don't know, how many of you do that? Do you like to like pick up things just to kind of slowly upgrade? The big question is, what do you do with them after you do that? I have kids I could give some of those records to that they would love. A few of them I probably wouldn't sell or give away because they were my copies, but I don't know, I'd be interested to know what you guys do. You know, as you're watching this in the comments below, let me know what you do with your extras when you upgrade. What do you do with your extra records? Communards, oh my gosh, never see this album. So excited to get my hands on this one. So just absolutely thrilled with this one. So there we go. Don't Leave Me This Way was the big hit off of that. So here's a Public Image Limited record. I have never seen 1986 live in Tokyo. Not familiar to me at all. So thrilled to pick this up. It was really fun to listen to. I've only got to listen to it all the way through once, so I'm looking forward to doing that one again. So that's a fantastic, I think, addition to my Public Image Limited repertoire. Clan of Zymox, or Zymox, 1989. This is a 12-inch single with Imagination and Obsession. These are club mixes, I believe, dance mixes and club mixes. So those were a ton of fun. Also, This Mortal Coil. So as you can tell, whoever had this collection, you know, This Mortal Coil came after Cocteau Twins. So again, a great find. I usually see Filigree and Shadow, where this picture is like the full. I think this was an English release with the border around it. So that was new to me. I had not seen that one before. Okay, so this is a totally rough looking album cover. I collect Ohio Players records. This one is, again, not the best condition of this particular album cover, but honestly, I was looking for a record to play. So I definitely have a player copy in here. The record was fine. I mean, for the most part, I think I gave it a good clean, and it's not in too bad a condition, but it's definitely one I can play. It sounds fine. And then one of these days I'll find a nicer copy, but actually finding copies of Contradiction is not easy. Like, it's just another one of those you just don't see all the time. Maybe some of you can relate to that. Okay, my final few albums here to go through. I've got Journey. I'm a Journey fan. There's just songs from the 70s and early 80s that, to me, it's part of my childhood, kind of when I talked about 45s and what I would play. And this is definitely one of those. Separate Ways, Cinder My Love, Chain Reaction, After the Fall, Faithfully, just, you know, one after the other. And they always sound great. So here is a specially priced maxi single of the song World in Motion, New Order. Never seen New Order like that. I just so excited to get that one. This one I'm not sure of the age on. It is a compilation record for the Psychedelic Furs. So it has a lot of really great songs on it. I've seen pictures of this before. I have never seen one or held one in my hands, and I cannot resist the Psychedelic Furs. So I picked that one up. So I am familiar with, but had never owned really any LPs for Propaganda. This is a kind of like a 12-inch EP, I think. Maybe not. Maybe there's more on here. I guess not. I guess there's like 4 songs on one side, 5 on the other, but I was super excited to find this one. I just kind of had to do a double take when I saw it, because it's just, again, a band that I love, but I never see records for. I feel like they would always be things I would have to probably order. I used to listen to a lot of Information Society back in the late 80s. I think this was, 88, with What's on Your Mind, where they used that outtake from Star Trek, old Spock saying pure energy. Tones on Tails. So it's the guys from offshoot from Love and Rockets and Bauhaus. So another 12-inch single of Lions. Madness. I love Madness. And I thought this was really fun. Again, an album I don't see very often. It was a promo copy. So this one had Baggy Trousers, Embarrassment, Ernie, Close Escape, Take It or Leave It, Disappear, Shadow of Fear. So if you're Madness fans out there, I'm sure you can appreciate that. Again, that was a promotional copy. This is a party mix for the B-52. So Party Out of Bounds, Private Idaho, Give Me Back My Man, Lava, Dance This Mess Around, and 52 Girls. I love 52 Girls, but they're all dance remixes. And they actually kind of flow from one song into the other, just like you have a DJ in the room. I've never seen this one before, so I was super excited to pick that up. Another Cocteau Twins. And that one is, oh my gosh, because I'm totally spacing because I can't see it in front of me. No, it's just the 4AD. Oh yeah, Head Over Heels. Say Dudgeon, Head Over Heels. So that would have been 1983, I believe, for that one. I'm just so thrilled to have found all of these, to get that many at one time, and to know I'm just absolutely convinced. I know I sound like a broken record. See what I did there? But I think they are all from one category, from one person. Frank Zappa, Apostrophe. Always have to have a little Frank Zappa in your life. This one is the Labriskie Point movie soundtrack. Part of the reason for this is a version of Heartbeat. What is that? Heartbeat Pigmeat from Pink Floyd is on here. I have not watched all this movie. My husband has. He says it's a very odd movie. And at the very end, they play that Pink Floyd song and just blow a lot of stuff up. So there you go. That's 1988, 1986, something like that. And the very last record, I really did not expect to find. I've been looking for their second album. If any of you are familiar with a band called The Idle Race, it was one of the original bands Jeff Lynne from ELO was in before he went out on his own with ELO. This is their first record. It's called The Birthday Party. I think this was 1968, if I'm right on that one. It is interesting, and it's really cool to listen to it because there's good old Jeff Lynne right there without his glasses on. But you can really tell on this record where he sings. Like, you don't even have to be really told. You can tell what parts are Jeff Lynne parts and what parts really kind of probably aren't as much. And it really is an evolution of that ELO sound. So super excited to get this one. And now I'm on the hunt for the second one, which I think is just called Idle Race, but it's a picture of the four of them together on the cover. But so excited. I think there's a different copy from in the UK. The background's different. This is a US release. So that's it, guys. That is all of my records. It only took me 30 minutes probably to go through all those, but I'm super excited that you hung in there with me. Just some fun things to kind of look through. Again, some pickups that I just didn't expect to find, all clean, all just tons of fun. I've been methodically going through and listening to them, and it's just been the most fun. And I had the best time finding all those. It was like a kid in a candy store. So hopefully you've enjoyed looking at what I picked up on my record shopping spree here in the last week or so. If you have any comments, please put them below as to maybe some of your favorite finds. Maybe you guys have had some great finds lately. And again, what do you do with your records when you've upgraded? So when you get a new copy, to upgrade a copy you already have, what do you do with the old ones? Do you keep them? Do you give them away? What do you like to do with those? Again, I'm pretty nostalgic. So especially if they were my copies growing up, they will always be my copies. Like to give them to my kids. So I don't know. We'll just see. I've given some to friends, but what are your favorites? So thanks again. I hope you guys are spinning some great tunes. I hope you're finding some excellent stellar deals this year and this summer. And I can't wait to have you all come back soon and see what else we've got going on. Until then, take care.